very good afternoon to you all our viewers locked on to Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub. You're with ThePapare.com, and the Singer School Rugby action continues for the third successive week. And we are at Havelock Park to see a very important clash on our hand. St. Joseph's College play Trinity College. Interesting clash as these two heavyweights, of course, in the dialogue. In fact, Singer School Rugby League Division 2A segment, there you go. That's the clash on our hands. St. Joseph's College playing Trinity College. Interesting clash as the unbeaten St. Josephians will be facing off the spirited Trinitians after their very convincing performance at Palak. Joseph's unbeaten in this Singer School Rugby League, winning all three of their games so far. And lost out that game against Patana, but then they came back very strong against St. Anthony's. That second half performance was impressive. And to talk us through this pre-game discussion, I have with me Dinuk Bhaskaran. Dinuk, a very good afternoon. But first off, has this been one of the most exciting 3 weeks of Singer School's rugby action?
Good afternoon, Inshaf. It has been an exciting 3 weeks of action because there have been a group which has opened up completely, and there is one group still looking to cement their places. You still never know who will go down to the plate segment, who will remain in the cup segment. So it's an exciting 3 weeks so far.
3 weeks of rugby delivered some exciting battles as well. But let's talk about how this league has progressed. I think I was talking to Inti Marika, the Trinity College head coach as well. He told me one thing, that you cannot take any team lightly. Everyone and that's exactly how they will play as well. I think that's the spirit for all other teams as well.
Yes, it is. If you see the Division A, Division 1A, where there is almost 5 teams competing for 4 spots. So it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to pan out in this season. Of course, Division B of A Division is not that competitive, where Zaida already losing all those games, but Science competing hard. So it's going to be a cracking 2 weeks to decide who will move into the next round.
It's all to decide in this Singer School Rugby League, but the conditions today, Dinuk, is not going to help any of the players either. I think these are conditions that have been there for the last couple of months, Dialogue Rugby League as well. And then in the Singer School Rugby League, I think with 70 minutes, expect the referee also to take that 1 minute break in the middle. 29 degrees is what the forecast is, but it's a lot more hotter than that here in Park Stadium. Humidity levels at 75%, and expect teams and their fitness factor also to come into consideration in the second half.
Yeah, it's not a 15-man game anymore, isn't it? It's a 25-man game. Players don't feel that they are not in the starting 15. It doesn't matter. They have a role to play in the entire game. So it's the 75% humidity what we spoke of in Shaf, that will test Trinity, because St. Joseph's have been testing in training in these conditions, but Trinity have not. So it's going to be something important that Trinity will work out. Keep themselves hydrated, because they're used to a brand of rugby. They'll play fast open for 70 minutes. So that's going to be interesting. This game will test them.
Exactly, this game is going to test them. Watch out for these key players, Santosh Algama, Russia and Gunawardana, the halfback combination for St. Joseph's. That's going to be very crucial. And talking about replacements, we saw how important the replacement was for Trinity College. Kujana Kutunga and Miranga Subasingha was it? Yes, Miranga Subasingha coming in that second half made that difference. And that was the difference against St. Anthony's last week. So a lot of combinations coming up, but then the Josephian side has been the better side in the last 3 weeks.
Yes, they are. If you see from there where they have progressed from the Science game, and then St. Anthony's up in Kandy, that's where they really settled down in Shaf. The the St. Anthony's game in Kandy, and they fell into a pattern. Now they are continuing in that momentum as well. So it's important that Roshan Gunawardhan and Santosh Algama click today. I had a chat with Coach Nilufer Ibrahim, and he said Santosh is the man to watch out today. So if Santosh clicks, it's going to be a tough contest for Trinity College. But if he doesn't, anything can happen today.
So Santosh will be the man to watch out for St. Joseph's. You're locked on to Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub. We'll take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll lots to talk about the league that's ongoing so far, and what's to come in this game against Trinity College and St. Joseph's. You're on ThePapare.com. This is the Singer Schools Rugby League.
ආපෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රසයක. මෙලිබන් යාපෝෂ රසයකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි?
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ.
පහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා. මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා.
පදම වරුනේ.
පහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා.
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට ගහට.
I have news. Let's meet.
To be a man is to sweat for every last inch of it. The harder you push yourself, the louder your body will protest. From sweat to grease, grease to dandruff. Fight back with Clear Men, 2 times the fighting power of ordinary shampoos. Beat grease, beat dandruff. Unbeatable performance for the unbeatable man. Power through the odds. Clear, 0 dandruff, nothing to hide.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම no limit.
I have news. Let's meet.
When she's special, she's not just a girlfriend. She is your sweetheart. When you feel it, you don't just call it sunshine. You call it warmth. When you reveal your deepest emotions, it's not just art, it's freedom. And when its essence is premium cocoa butter, it's not just chocolate, it's Ravello. Chocolate so special, you call it Ravello.
Drift in search of happiness. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
The pinnacle of school cricket. The journey to glory. The road to greatness. March Madness 2019. From 1st March to 6th April. Live on channel number 77 and Dialogue Now, channel number 1 on your Dialogue television.
The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites only from Crescent.
වැඩි දියුණු ටෝකියෝ සුපර් ඕනවරකට සුපර්.
අපේ අම්මා චේන්ජ් වෙලා වෙලා උඩේකට චේන්ජ් වෙලා යායකට චේන්ජ් වෙලා අපේ අම්මා චේන්ජ් වෙලා
දැන් යහ පෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රසයකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි? සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා. මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා.
පදම වරුනේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා.
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට කහට.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම no limit. Stumble upon a surprise. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
Welcome back to live action. If you're joining in right now, this is St. Joseph's Trinity clash in the Single Schools Rugby League. But before we come to that important clash, Dinuka, let's talk about what has happened last week. I think it was a very exciting week. I think the very highlight of this game, highlight of that week was that Royal Wesley game that took place at Royal Complex.
Yeah, exactly. Wesley came up very strong in that game, isn't it? Royal looked a bit frustrated in certain parts of the game, but managed to pull off in the end because they go back to that their usual forward play. Very patient Royal in attack. They know when to attack, when to slow down, and they control the pace of the game so good in Shaf, and that's why they are one of the teams to beat this season. If you see, even if they lose control in passages of play, they know how to get back into rhythm.
Exactly, and then we saw how St. Peter's also got their mojo back, and that was something that the Peterites were very wanting to that 82.0 Malayadeva victory at Kurunagala. That was something that St. Peter's wanted, and then Science no show for Isipatana, 35 points to 8, and then St. Joseph's winning convincingly here at Havelock Park against Zahira College. St. Thomas's were lucky to win that one against Kingswood. 22 points to 17 is how that game finished up. So interesting couple of clashes this time as well. But then looking at the points table, Dinuk, I think St. Joseph's, Isipatana and Royal are still unbeaten. And if Trinity College could turn these things around, there will be remaining, there will be only two teams remaining, Royal and Isipatana.
Yes, exactly. So that opens up the entire table, isn't it? You see that here's Isipatana, St. Joseph's Trinity at 3, Science College and Zaira and St. Anthony's surprisingly at 6. So that's something that they will want to work out at least to get that 4th position, because this group the top 4 still is open in that bottom 3 area.
Exactly, and then St. Anthony's will be playing Science, so that should be a very important game because, mind you, you win 2 games, you have a very good chance of making the Cup Championship. And then last week's results have proven way for a new force, Geeshapa Kulutunga, someone who we have not spoken about in the last few seasons. Suddenly, in that Isipatana match, he comes from nowhere, scores that try, and then in that Anthony's game, that's where he got his usual spirit. I don't think he even knew how fast he is.
He has some excellent gas to burn, isn't it, on the outside. It'll be dangerous today because it's perfect running conditions, and watch out for him. And also Amit Kulatunga on the left wing, but watch out for the Josephian defense. They would have read this and they're going to counter, because this ground is not as big as Pallekale for you to use space on the outside. It's small, so Trinity will need to use their patterns correctly to go through the St. Joseph's defensive line.
So Geeshapa Kulutunga is the top try scorer as well with 4 tries under his name. But Murshid Zubair also leading that Wesley College lineup. 39 points, 36 points if I'm not mistaken he has. And expect that to increase this time around. Kulutunga has been the find of this Single Schools Rugby season.
Yeah, so it's just early stages for him. So he has just scored 4 tries in 3 games. So it's interesting to see how he will come back from here on. He needs to keep on working hard to get, if Trinity has any hope to get into the top 2 at least at the end of the league. So Gisha Kulatunga is a key man on that wing.
Let's talk about the combinations. I think St. Joseph's and their combinations have been very on par. Santush Gunatilaka, Russian Gunavardhana, alongside Sudarga Devapuriya and their backline. I think they've been the explosive force in this single schools rugby league.
Yeah, exactly, and that is something they will need to work on. The number 8, scrum up, fly up, the backbone of rugby. They have got that right. Niloufar Ibrahim has got it right. So that's where they need to work on, Inshaf.
Exactly, and then that's exactly what took place. I think when the last few weeks when they played St. Anthony's, Santush Gunatilaka and Russian Gunavardhana combining, I think that was unstoppable.
Yeah, it was. It's always important, isn't it? You work around that strong places that you have. And I think St. Joseph's will do their best today.
And then last year, I think Trinity College finished 6th, but when they played St. Joseph's at Pallekal, I think they were still one of the top tier teams to watch out for, and they actually lived up to the expectations. Vishwana Raja running around the Josephian defense, but St. Joseph's came out victorious. But then this season is a different game. St. Joseph's have won all 3 of their games. And then, what do you think, Dinuk, the game plan will be at St. Joseph's?
I think they'll use their patterns well. That's what they have done well so far in the season. Their forwards are strong. They'll go for that 2-hit out pass and look for some big runners in centre field as well.
Exactly, and then Trinity College played 3, won only 2, but that's something they will not be ashamed of, because that Isipathana game, they gave their heart out. I think Isipathana just came out a little bit on top than Trinity College.
Yeah, I think in that game it was Trinity's errors that cost the game. Yes, Isipathana played really well. They used their pace well in that game, but Trinity intercept pass and not playing to the whistle. Those are the 2 things that they'll work on. They played 3, won 2 and lost 1.
And then talking about the combinations, Dinuk, I think it's nice to see Taridu Maduranga also combining in that outside centre position for St. Joseph's. But I would love to see Taridu Alvis taking control of this St. Joseph's side, because from last year, from what he's played, this year has been a little bit let down, because in the playoffs, that stature, he can deliver, he can run around, he could bring in that pressure in that breakdown as well. So I expect Taridu Alvis to take leadership today.
Yeah, exactly. The third row of Trinity College have their work cut out, because every scrum is going to break out. Taridu Alvis is a strong lad. And watch out for Reshan Gunavardhana, Santush Algama and Maduranga in the centre field. They're going to be deadly.
Exactly, and Taridu Alvis also was very deadly when he played Trinity College last time. He was the man that led the attack on the front line alongside Gamunu Chetia. I think that backline had a lot of experience. This is what we're talking about. Trinity College started things off very well, and then could not finish it at the end, having the Keshan and Gamunu Chetia combining to knock Trinity College out.
Yeah, there was too much class in that St. Joseph's team last year, but Trinity played really well, lived up to their expectations in that Pallekal game. But St. Joseph's came back much strong. I think it was Gamunu Chetia who broke that in the end. And that this was one of the best tries of the season, Vishwarana Raja, individual tries last season. But then 15 points to 10 at halftime, and it ended St. Joseph's way. Look at that tackle burst. It was a bit too hard from there on for Trinity College to get back.
Exactly, and then I think it was a very evenly poised game. I liked how St. Joseph's took control. It's a very wide ground, as you said earlier as well, where you have enough space to run around, and that's exactly what the Josephian backline, Kavin the Keshan, Gamunu Chetia, and also their wing back, Shan Akila was looking for, and then that's exactly what they got. But this time it's a different scenario. They have new set of forwards. Imesh Dissanayaka, Russian Gunavardhana, and then Santush Algama along with Sudarga Devapriya. They're combining, but this man is going to be very crucial. Russian Gunavardhana, he started for St. Joseph at 16 years. Now he is a very experienced lad. A lot of expectations on Gunavardhana. This is what he did against St. Anthony's, explosive player, I would say.
Yeah, he needs to control the game, isn't it? So much experience on Russian, 4th-year player for St. Joseph's College. And if he gets things right, most of the time St. Joseph's will win. Look at those couple of tries. He knows when to give it out, when to go in. Russian Gunavardhana need to get this decision spot on today.
Gunavardhana, I think, is bringing into table a lot of experience for St. Joseph's. And then I like to see how their left wing and their blind wing combines. around, and then that's exactly if they could get that right, like you said, if Santush Algama could combine very well, I think that's where the key of success lies for St. Joseph's.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that, those passes. Watch out for those passes today. Straight away off a scrum, Gunavardhana running flat and then giving it out to the center to break in. So those are crucial areas. 12-13, 9-10. That's where the game will be won or lost today.
So 12-13, 9-10 is where the game will be won or lost at St. Joseph's. But I would say the game will be won and lost in Trinity at 9-10. And in the wings, I think we have Trinity College has explosive pace in their back line. Gishapa Kulatunga and Amit Kulatunga combining in that wing combinations. Kulatunga was exceptional in that break when he got his act together in that St. Anthony's game, broke a couple of players, and then all of a sudden Gishapa Kulatunga was all over the park.
Yeah, look at that first pace of Kulatunga. Stop, start, couple of goose steps, and wonderful couple of tries by him of Kulatunga to continue. This was another one, good pass by Robinson, and then Kulatunga just burned on the outside for his second. So he is a class act. He has a lot of pace in him, Gishapa Kulatunga. He needs to unleash today.
Exactly, a lot of expectations on Gishapa Kulatunga and the front line. So finally, Dinuk, what is your prediction for the game? We are going in all in Trinity College St. Joseph's. Final prediction for the game.
I think it's going to be close. It will be a bit too much to predict in Shaf. It's going to be very tight. Any team can come on as long as they have their game today.
As long as they have their game right and their game combinations right, they're going to get themselves that win. So that's the end of the sideline discussion here today. Thank you very much for joining us, Dinuk Bhaskaran, and we will have Sudarshan Phillips alongside SW Chang with the team cards.
Thank you very much, Inshaf, and here they are, the Josephians kneeling down on their traditional huddle before the game, and with me joining in commentary is SW Chang. Been a while since we've had him in the comeback, so welcome back to the comeback, sir.
Thank you. It's good to be back with Papare, especially at the school game, and St. Joseph's College take on Trinity College, and as you said, the blue and white in the center of the field doing their normal usual huddle. As we see the Josephian lineup.
Here are the team cards for the home team. Santosh Tangaya, Gregory, Eran, the Javardhan Pereira, Sandun Dialvis, the skipper. Russian Gunardhan and Algama have been the preferred players when it comes to the halfback combination. Teran Karnanaike, Mish Disanaika, Tarnindu Maduranga, Sudaraka Debapriya, Aaron Pereira, and the replacements are Senaratna, Vijasekara, Dilshan, Kolidio, Abesekara, Dialvis, Muller, Anjana Ekanaika, and Pereira making up the starting 23 for the Josephians. And the Trinity side, Nimesh Ekanaika, Vitarna Abdullah, Pannavala, Yaswan Netwara, Dhirendra Ratwatte, Dastantirige comes in as the number 8 in place of Rahul. Tehan Karunanaika makes a comeback after his one match ban, and then we have Miranga Subasinghe replacing the usual starter Janidu, Amit Kulatunga, Trevin Karnanaika, Robinson Kulatunga, Reshan Bandaranaika at the back, and as for the replacements we have Senanaika, Tenakun Munasinghe, Rahul Zaid, Vimal Kulatunga, Samar Singh, Jayasundara, and Janidu Ratnaika making up the 2025. It's going to be a crunch game this SW, because especially given the fact that these two teams have shown some good form. Yes, Trinity have gone down to Isipatana in one game. Josephians are unbeaten after 3 games, but this game is going to really decide how the game is going to be, how the season is going to pan up for these two teams.
Yeah, that's right. We'll come back to it after we observe 2 minutes silence. So one of the great Josephian ex-players, Shofa Liu.
As we're done with the two school anthems, we will be holding a 1 minute silence for ex-Josephian rugby player Shafa Liu, who passed away recently due to an unfortunate accident. And now the chief guest will be introduced to the two teams. Like we spoke earlier, it's going to be a crunch match for both these teams, especially given the fact that this game can really have a telling effect for the rest of the season for both these teams, because both these teams, maybe Trinity met their match against CC Patan. It was a tough opposition to play with, but the Josephians still haven't had a very tough of opposition, so they will be tested today.
That's right. I think they will be fully tested today. Trinity this season has started off well with the Zara game, and with a lot of room for improvement. Came down against a very good Isipatan side. This Isipatan side is very good this season, and of course the Antonians who are picking up the pieces and Trinity had a good outing against and St. Joseph. On the other hand, they had a close call against Science College, and then they came on top last weekend with Zaira. And so St. Joseph over the years has maintained their consistency, have maintained good teams. Not like the olden days where they come in and produce a side or two, but they have been very consistent in their performance. And Trinity, of course, this year is also trying to build their side, build the team, and get into the rhythm that they are famous for, and hopefully that they will come out on top.
Absolutely. The Josephians have been really coming up the ranks in the past couple of years. They've been consistent. They've been able to be on top, be up there in the top 5 in the A Division League. Last year they won their first knockout championship, winning it convincingly against Isipatana. Like SW mentioned, Trinity on the other hand, a very young team, and I can't remember the last time Trinity fielded a team without a single colorsman, and this year Trinity is without a colorsman or any linesman in their mix, so a very, very young team. But they've shown some tremendous progress, and they've shown improvement throughout the game, so Trinitians will be hoping for a very good performance from them today here in Colombo. First time they're traveling down to Kandy, so that's going to be a test. I beg your pardon, a second time they're traveling down to Colombo. That's not going to be easy, especially given the fact that it's very difficult conditions. Today's match officials will be Rohan Fernando, assisted by Priya Saranga and Gihan Yatavara.
Yeah, experienced Ron Fernando in the center of the field, waiting for things to take place, to calm down, cool down, checking with his time, checking with the assistant referees. And Joseph's skipper, everything is right, and the time is right for the kickoff. The red, gold and blue to start the game.
Subha Singh, a left-footed kicker with the kickoff, goes into the 22 of the Josephians, and straight away looking to play the territorial game, and Trinity letting the ball bounce. That's a terrific kick, bringing play into the Trinitian half. A terrific kick by the Josephians to clear things off early. Intentions are going to be very clear. You got to play in the opposition territory. That's going to be the game plan for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good kick because he took the ball into the 22. If he had found touch, full into touch, they would have had the line out where he kicked from. Instead of that, he had the ball there, but Trinity wins the line out. Oh, very bad pass by the halfback, recovered by the Trinity number 8. And he still has position there. To the skipper. Who kicks into no man's land. And the counter-attack starts from... Oh, nearly intercepted. Nearly got that ball through here, but he still has the ball through. And the pass was not good, the offload was not good. There's the try going a begging by the Lions there, by having a brilliant interception, juggled with the ball, but couldn't get that ball into hand, into space.
Very unfortunate there for Trinity College. Amit Kulatunga managing to intercept it. Didn't collect the ball cleanly the first time, but managed to hold on to it. He was not held, got up on his feet, but his offload was not ideal. Went forward. Referee Fernando right on the money, right on the mark. Center scrum for the Josephians. They will look to use this one. Russian Bandaranaika to Algama putting the ball to boot. Trinity collecting it inside the 22. Rishan had a free ask, and here's Santosh Algama. Didn't find touch Trinity. Good collection by Algama, taking the ball forward inside Trinity's half now. Now Gregory carrying the ball forward. Ekanaik, I beg your pardon. Josephians have plenty numbers. Here's a grain breaker for them. Tarinder Madhushan still on the move. Has one man to beat and will beat that man as well. Goes under the post. Graham Baker, I said, and beautiful stuff by Tarinder Madhushan. Right underneath the post and breaks the hearts of the Trinity line, who looked like they were slowly getting into the groove. But if they don't mark this man, this is going to be a long afternoon for them.
Brilliant try. They sniffed it, they saw it, and there's a huge gap coming in. Look at that gap. Oh, there was a small slide. Number 8, I thought he took the defender off the line. But bad tackling, bad defense by the three quarters. Certainly there was a infringing on the tackle, oncoming tackle player.
Thank you.
St. Joseph draw first blood, and the conversions is good, and the scores 1 goal to nothing by Trinity.
Let's take another look at the replay if we could. On the run up to that try, but take nothing away from Tarinder Maduranga, who touched down for St. Joseph's. Subasinghe with the kickoff. This time opts to go to his left. Left-footed cricket. Algama. Yet again, that's a beautiful clearance. Finding touch inside Trinity territory. Brilliant stuff by Algama. Algama was the one who created that try initially as well. Charged down to Russian Bandaranaike's kick, collected it beautifully and had the good sense to send it out to the other side of the field.
Wait.
Here's an opportunity for Trinity College with Arna with the throw-in, and that's overcooked. Not excusable.
No.
Because set plays, you need to make sure that you get it right. Trinity managing to pounce on the ball and win it back and sending it out. Gisha Pakulatunga scored a brace last weekend against the Antonians, but very well defended by the Josephians. Trinity will come away with the ball.
10 meter. Hold.
We want the line out, taking the ball into the oncoming forwards. The two teams' really intentions are very clear. They want to run at it. But this time Bandaranaike finds the kick down deep into the Josephian territory. St. Joseph, of course, has been playing the long boot from the kickoff. And Bandaranaike waiting for that bounce and sends it. Replies it back the same way.
Prashant Gunawardena. A little bit of rugby tennis happening here, kicking from side to side. But that's a very good carry by Rakwatte, the number 7 for Trinity. Karnanaika opting to go with his forwards, finds the hooker Vitarana. Kicking from base. Underneath is the halfback for the Josephians. He's been tremendous this season. Prashant Gunawardena.
Center mark.
It looks like the both teams are at the moment testing their aerial routes. St. Joseph clearly wants to put the ball down into the Trinity half, and Trinity is on a mixed bag. They want to attack from there, but at the same time, instructions are very clear: put that ball into the half. So both of them are playing more of a defensive rugby.
Absolutely, Django. Well spotted there. Now Trinitians opting to keep the ball with them inside their own half. Goes back to the skipper, Bandaranaike, who finds the opposite number. Breaks the first tackle, and here's ball coming out to Sudaraka Devapura, who was bundled into a tackle. Good thinking and calling mark, because referee was playing advantage in favor of the Josephians. Trinitians were having trouble getting behind the offside line. Interesting call to be made, and the Josephians straight away opting to go for points, which is the correct call.
Absolutely, that's the correct point. Put points on the board. You're attacking, and Trinity is making the cardinal mistake by giving that ball right into the the fullback or the winger. As you see in the replay, he's gained about 20-25 meters every time Bandaranaike kicked. They have gained ground. I think the kicking has been not that tactical, although they hope to be tactical, but it has not taken place.
Trinity skipper a couple of times trying to go to touch, haven't found the mark, and every time the Josephians, and there you go, 3 points up on the board. St. Joseph's going to the lead, 10 points to nil, extend their lead rather. Algoma getting 3 points to his name. This has been the story so far for Trinity. They've had to play catch up every time they've come out, except for with Sahira Isipatana. They had to play catch up. They fell short. Antonians led them at halftime 10 points to 5, although they managed to record a convincing victory. And today in this game, 9 minutes have gone SW, and they haven't had any possession to their name.
Time on.
Yeah, the sad part is this, because so far it's not about the 9 points or the 10 points that the Josephine scored. See, St. Joseph, every time they wanted the kick to be kicked from the 22, and Trinity has been replying with the kicks, but at the same time giving their position away.
There again, like Stablu mentioned, cheaply giving away position. Subasinghe decided to run himself, but as soon as he went into contact, he lost the ball forward. Now the Josephians looking to attack. They need to make sure that they cover their ranks to Trinity. Plenty of empty spaces at the back. Bandaranaike doing the clearance due to a little bit of a punt, but that will go to touch. So nothing going their way for the Red Gold Blues, but the Josephians are slowly but surely piling on the pressure.
I think if Trinity if they're reading the game very well, the last 10 minutes or the first 10 minutes of the game, it has been very clear that the high ball, the aerial ball will come in from St. Joseph's, that's for sure. And Trinity must be prepared and out there to counter-attack that.
The 3 sweepers at the back is going to be absolutely important for Trinity College. 3 men at the back looking for that ball. So far it has been rushing. Bandaranaike, the skipper, who's been doing all the hard work, sweeping for Trinity. Trinitians finally managing to put up a couple of faces together, but Gishap Kulatunga has been bundled into touch. He's been one of those men who hasn't been marked properly in the past couple of games, but looks like the Josephians have done their homework right.
10 meters, please.
4-man line out for St. Joseph's. Lineouts have been a problem for both the teams, but good tackle coming in on the Josephian skipper that time. Plenty numbers on the open side for St. Joseph's. Good tackle, desperate tackle, and here's an advantage yet again. It's that man, Tarindu Maduranga, offloads. Now this time isolated. Amit Kulatunga right on top of that ball. He needs to release and will be penalized. Referee Fernando maybe took a second extra to make up his mind, but Amit Kulatunga was right on top of that ball.
And I think referee Fernando was right on top about that ball too, because he made the correct call. He was definitely holding on. Bandaranaike needs to get a long, good touch and get his confidence back. The ball is still inside. He's not found his kicking boot as yet. As long as we see the Josephians on the attack, a counter attack, I should say. The ball coming loose, and on the tackle, he had lost possession. Referee Fernando has his hand out for a knock forward by a Josephian, the winger or the fullback.
Well, yet again, Trinitians been affected by the bad kicking. Here's the replay of the early infringement. Madhuranga had the good sense to offload.
The Trinity is caught napping on the shorter side and in numbers. They are crowding a shorter area and getting in numbers and getting the ball away from with short passes, and that's very effectively working for St. Joseph right now.
And also their kicking was stronger. We saw that in the opening couple of games for Trinity.
Number 7.
Dhirendra Ratwat guilty of holding on to the ball in the tackle, so Josephians earning a very important penalty. Kick into touch and going into the 22 meters. Trinity need to make sure that they defend this with everything they have, because if they are going to go into lemons with too much of a lead, it's going to be difficult coming back, especially given the fact that it's quite humid and the sun is blaring up here at Havelock Park. It's not going to be easy for them, not conditions that they're used to. Josephians opting to go to the third pod. Good line up through that time. Now referee Fernando playing advantage. The ball brought down illegally. Inside pass not successful, so he will go back to the early infringement.
Hot humid is an understatement. It's absolutely draining here, pouring even inside the air conditioned room. It's quite warm, and I don't know how the 15 boys on the field managing. Hopefully that they should have a water break in between the half and see the replay. That the driving, or I would say the walking maul, it's very effective, and Trinity guilty of bringing the ball down.
This time around, the Trinitians managing to try and sneak the ball from the line out. Well, for a second, the Josephian defense looked like they committed themselves a little too early. Subasingha's kick yet again doesn't find touch. Trinity has been found guilty of not kicking the ball properly. Algama puts the ball into space, and Resan Bandarnaika, well, let the rugby ball bounce. When it bounces, you never know which side it will go to. But luckily for him, he managed to get back on his feet. Now the Trinity forwards will have to do the hard work of try and gaining a couple of meters. Subasingha yet again with the clearance. So Trinity looks like they haven't settled down here, SWs. But Josephians, on the other hand, want to capitalize at every chance that they get. They've done that successfully a couple of times now. Trinity actually are very lucky that they only have a 10-point deficit to play up to.
No, get back, number 1.
Well set maul for the Josephians. Breaking from the short side, stopped inside the 5 meters.
No, right.
Going to the open side.
Step back, number 2.
Couple of feet away from the try line, centimeters from the try line now. Trinitians defending with all they got. Now here's space on the open side under the post. Tarindu will touchdown for his second, making it look so easy. Tarindu Madhuranga scores his second try for the Josephians. And they lead 15 points to nil with the conversion to come. And for Santosh Shalgama, that's going to be a piece of cake.
Look at the replay, look at the body language of the Josephians. As you see it, easy try into the gap, well read, well fed, fantastic, absolute fantastic rugby by the Josephians. They have not only, Trinity doesn't look, not that they're looking rattled, they are rattled, absolutely rattled. I think Trinity needs to get back and get into their, cut all of those scrummages, lineouts, and get their kicking practices done, because every time they kicked, it was a feeble kick and into no man's land, and it's collected and then counter-attack, and they are backpedaling every minute they have been kicking.
Oh, absolutely. You need to make sure that you kick with intention, isn't it, SW? You need to have committed chases. You need to make sure that you kick for territory, or you're kicking for your chases to chase it down. But here Trinity are kicking out of desperation, and it's hurting them.
Yeah, because kicking has to be tactical, obviously. You've got to get the possession, the ball back. If not, you should be having a fair contest, a 50-50 chance of having the ball contested. But here, they are facing the counter-attack, and Josephians have been very good in the counter-attack. They have seen what is lacking in Trinity side. They move in. Josephian have done their fantastic side.
1 minute.
It's a line out.
That's right, and referee Fernando, like we predicted earlier, takes the mid-half water break, which is the right call. What we'll do is we'll take a look at the 2 tries that the Josephians scored. The first try came in terrific fashion for the Josephians. Both tries scored by Tarindu Maduranga, wearing the number 13 jersey, and what a find he has been for St. Joseph's. Gunawardhan sends it out. Maduranga, there you go, well. Tarindu Alves.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they are very, very lucky to have that try scored, because the number 8 takes 2 defenders off the oncoming defensive line there, but completely missed, and they nevertheless they get the 7 points. The second try, brilliant, beautifully worked, read it so well and got that gap in, and the conversions were good. So they lead by 17 points to 19. But having said that, full marks to St. Joseph. They deserve to be in front, because they have played to a plan, stuck to a plan, and they have found weak points in the Trinity armor by kicking the ball in as we resume play.
Oh, absolutely. Josephians have dominated position. They've dominated territory as well. Trinity haven't had position for more than a couple of minutes in this opening 20 minutes of the game, which is why they're suffering. Josephians, on the other hand, have been wise with their position. They've kicked, their territorial kicks have been on point. Algama yet again putting the ball to boot. Wonderful kick by Santosh Algama. This is what Trinity needs to do. Algama turned a full circle, and still had the balance and the confidence to kick that ball into touch, and what a kick that was.
And that's what a kicking tactic is all about, giving territorial advantage to your side. And Trinity are in the red zone, breathing down and wanting to get clearance, and having had Trinity this so far in the opening 20 minutes, there are much about the clearance is much to be desired, because their kicking has been awful.
Trinity opting to run in their own half out of desperation there, and gives a penalty.
Not there.
Referee Fernando not signaling though for what the penalty was. Here's another look at the replay. Seems like Amit Kulatunga was found guilty of holding onto the ball. And the Josephians, very rightly so, opting to go for points. And they are with an opportunity to increase their lead to 20 points in this 21st minute of play. Algamur has been right on the money when it comes to his kicking duties.
Don't boo, boys.
No problem, right through the middle. Santosh Algamur adds 3 more points, 20 points to nil. St. Joseph's in the lead, and this is not the start Trinity would have expected, but the Josephians completely dominating this game from the get-go, getting their patterns together, getting their players in the right places. But Trinity, on the other hand, have been very disappointing, especially with their kicking and also their ball handling, ball retention rather. Every time they've had possession, they've gifted it away very cheaply to St. Joseph's.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I find that the fullback, the skipper, is completely out of position, and the Josephians know about it, and they're putting. I think the wingers will have to drop down and support him. Otherwise, it will be another story of Josephine piling up a minute a point.
Terrific tackle that, rushing in on the ball collector. Yet again kicking the ball with no purpose. Josephians very happy to send it to the other corner and doesn't find touch. Trinity desperately wanted that ball to go into touch. Here's Bandar Naika, finally finds touch, so it will be a restart.
Yeah, I think it's St. Joseph very clear. They want to put the ball into the Trinity's corners and make them run a bit and make the miscue, have the line out. They want to do the rolling, I beg your pardon, the driving ball. And that's exactly what Royal College once did it last year. Royal did the same thing. They wanted Trinity to put the ball out into touch so that they could have the position and they could drive them. Exactly, this is exactly what is happening. This is what St. Joseph, their game plan is. Trinity must kick that ball in so that St. Joseph will put the ball in touch.
Not a very good throw, but very well taken by the Josephian jumper there. Joseph's now going on to the open side. He is the danger man, Madhuranga. But a good tackle on him, forcing him to lose the ball forward. 25 minutes on our clock, 10 minutes remaining in this first half. But what a wonderful start for the boys from the Dali Road. Here's another replay. Good defensive work by Robinson that time on Madhuranga, who's already scored a brace here at Havelock Park. St. Joseph's deciding to move to Havelock Park from their traditional home grounds of Longdon Place at CRNFC. Not an ideal line out for Trinity College. There you go, under pressure, losing the ball forward and gifting St. Joseph's scrum.
If you don't get your lineouts right, you don't get a restarter right, that tells a story why you're 20 points down. And the throw-in was very badly done. I think the Josephians have definitely rattled the Trinities up here because they're not themselves, they're not playing their normal game. Let's see the scrum. Won by Trinity, but the referee is not happy with the scrum. since it went over 45 degrees. Ron Fernando, the referee. Bootless time. We got injury time, we got half time, we got full time, and now we got a bootless time.
Coach, fight!
We're going to see a couple more stoppages for bootlaces and cramps, especially with the front rows as the game progresses. Good solid scrum by the Josephians. Tarind Maduranga crashing in, but well defended this time by the Trinity defenders. Ball coming out.
Roll away, roll away! Not roll away.
Interesting call there by referee Fernando. From where we are sitting, it looked like the Josephian lost the ball forward, but referee Fernando deciding that Trinity illegally pounced on that ball. Gunawardana trying to exploit a gap.
Not 10 meter, please, 10 meter.
Not 10 meters, says the referee from the earlier penalty. So Trinity penalized with 10 more meters.
St. Joseph's are playing with a lot of confidence. They know what they're doing. Their hands are good, tackling, and their game plan, everything is good. And look at the confidence. They want to go for 3 points with 20 points at the back of their scoreboard, reading 20 to them. This is a replay that we saw. The ball coming forward by, it's off a Josephine player, and there was no hands in there at the tackle situation. It's almost a 45 meter with the slight angle to extend the lead to 23.
Malgamer so far has been he's maintained 100% accuracy so far with his kick. 4 out of 4, 2 conversions and 2 penalties to his name. Here's his third attempt, well struck as the distance and the fine, slightly short. Did have the direction, but seems like he didn't have the distance so far.
Behind the ball, please. Red, behind
Trinity will be breathing a big sigh of relief. Subasinghe kicks the ball deep, but Gunawardana is right underneath it. As he replies, this is what SW said. Very, very dangerous stuff for Trinity. Their winger had to track back. Karunanayaka gives it out to Nethavara. Karunanayaka could have gone all by himself, but decided against it. Subasinghe yet again putting the ball to boot. Lucky bounce for Nethavara. Here's Trinity with a comeback. Ratwatte will not pass. And goes into contact. Quick ball needed. Coming out, and Karunanayaka will touchdown for Trinity's first try. Against the run of play, but Trinity will take that. 20 points to 5 reads much better than 20 points to 0. Trinity with quick ball out looks very dangerous. SW, this is the first time they've had quick ball out. Subasinghe aimless kick that, but lucky bounce helped Trinity. Nethavara giving it out to Bandar Nayaka, giving it to his deputy, goes into contact. Had Kulatunga, but quick ball out as Karunanayaka touches down onto the left flank.
Yes, it is good to have points on the board to open your account just before half-time, a breather, at least to close the gap to 2 scoring opportunities rather than having 3 scoring opportunities to catch up. And red, gold and blue, they have opened the account with a try. And it was good hands, lucky bounce, as you said, but it was good quick hands. And the conversion looks good. Yes, he has got his kicking boots on this weekend so far.
Absolutely, 7 points to 20. Trinity finally managing to get one back. But make no mistake, Josephians are definitely up in the front foot here. They are dominating 20 points to 7. 4 minutes to go in this half. So Trinity will be hoping that they can maybe touch down once more before going into half time and try and demoralize the Josephians. Try scorer Karunanayaka losing focus. Soon as she scored a try, we've seen this happen time and time again at school level, at club level, and also in international level as well. You need to make sure that you stay focused once you score, because you are going to be the receiving team, SW.
Yeah, because that's a simple kick, simple collection. I mean, there was nothing extraordinary, nothing about it. You got to stay concentrating and focusing right through the game, whether you are a try scorer or not. And then you knock it on, and you are putting that entire team under pressure. As you can see, they are in, and Josephian forwards will dominate from here.
Solid looking scrum for the Josephians. Always 8, 9, 11 move. Kulatunga tackling his opposite number. Gunawardena trying to go through, but he's well defended. Now quick ball coming out. Josephians opting to keep it with their forwards. Spreading it out now. Plenty numbers on the open side. Here's Tarindu Maduranga. Can he go for the hat-trick? Almost does. Had only one man to beat. That's a very good tackle coming in from the Trinity defense. Algama to his hooker, Taranga. Maduranga still in the mix, looking for his hat-trick already in this first half of play. Tiraka Santosh.
No fighting.
Josephians happy to keep it with their forwards and to keep chipping away at the Trinitians. Need to release the man now. He's gotten his knees on the ground. They've breached the 5-meter line, the Josephians. Couple of feet away from the whitewash to collect another try. And they will go all the way. Collect that third try of this first half.
That's a brilliant try. Well worked by the forwards. 100% work their way out, grinding step by step. Beautifully over the line with the support of the other forwards. Trinity doesn't. Tarindu Alves, the size scorer. St. Joseph extending that lead, cutting off that Trinity's try before half time. That's 25 points, the conversion to come, 55 points to 7.
What a first half it has been for the Josephians, and Algama. Big booming kick, but this time not finding the mark, and that will be the end of the first half. What a finish and what a first half it has been for St. Joseph's. 3 tries and 2 penalties, getting their score up to 25 points. They've been fabulous in the first half. Same cannot be said about the visitors. Managing to score 1 try against the run of play. That also, even that try came through a kick which was not tamed, SW, and that could be credited to lucky bounce, but Trinity had the good sense to send it to both sides and finally touch through. But Trinity need to take a real long, hard look at how they are going to approach this second half, how they are going to counter the territorial kicking abilities of the Josephians.
Yeah, I think because I'm not taking off the ability, the talent that how the skipper has at number 15, but I think he needs to be a bit more faster to the ball rather than taking around. And the Josephians have well read that maybe before the games, before they have watched him, and I think he's a bit slow, or I would say that he is slow as fullback to getting that ball to the corners. And Trinity will have to get a fullback in who will cover the corners a bit faster than what Reshan is doing. And Reshan is generally a fullback. Am I right? So as you see the highlights, there was a clear obstruction. There's no doubt about that. But we can't take that 5 points away because there's 2 tackles missed by the Trinitians. Forget about the obstruction, take it about the first line of tackle, but the second line of tackle they missed it, and the conversion scored right in front of the post. Bread and butter for the kickers, it should be. And that penalty conversion coming in. That's a second try, beautifully worked into the gap. Trinity's defenders standing and watching that, not going up and just closing up the gap. They must close up. They are staying there and watching and giving him the momentum to run, and we see the conversion. At that stage it was about, that's a second penalty that's coming through.
Josephians have been right on the ball, isn't it? They've here's the Trinity try.
Yep, that's right, and kicked in no man's land, bounced back. Thank you very much. A good support coming in. Ratwata, quite rightly, I think he didn't pass the ball out because his support was too close to him. You see the pictures, but then a quick turnaround and ball going into hands, and the conversion was a beauty. And that's how it stayed. Or we got another Josephian try. Worked hard. They worked every inch. The forwards worked every inch very hard, and then with the support of the oncoming forwards, there was no stopping them with that kind of a meter or half a meter away from the try line. The scores here 25 points to 7 at half time. I think people might not believe it, but it's just that Josephians are leading by 25 points to 7.
Absolutely, there you go. That's the end of the first half. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will have the action of the second half of this thrilling encounter where the Josephians are hosting Trinity College Candy here at the Havelock Park.
ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යාපෝෂ රස එකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු වෙයි. සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා. මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා. පදම වරුනේ. පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා.
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට කහට.
I have news. Let's meet.
සරලි ලක්ක වෙනුවෙන් සෑමංගලක් දක්වාම දහඩිය හෙලීම සැබෑ පිරිමියෙකුගේ ගතියක්. ඔබේ උත්සාහය තියුණු වෙන තරමට ඔබේ ශරීරයේ උත්සාහයට අභියෝග කරයි. මුලින් දහඩිය, ඉන්පසු ග්‍රීස්, අන්තිමක ඉස්හොරි. ක්ලියර්මෙන් සමගින් නැගිටින්න කාලයයි මේ. සාමාන්‍ය ෂැම්පූ වලට වඩා දෙගුණයක් ක්‍රියාකාරී ක්ලියර්මෙන් ඔබත් සමග ඉස්හොරි වලට එරෙහිව සටන් වදී. ඔබේ ජයග්‍රහණයට පෙරමං සදන අසමසම ඉලක්ක වෙත යන සැබෑ පිරිමින් වෙනුවෙන්ම සුවිශේෂී ක්ලියර්මෙන් ලොබාංකේගේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම No Limit.
I have news. Let's meet.
When she's special, she's not just a girlfriend. She is your sweetheart. When you feel it, you don't just call it sunshine. You call it warmth. When you reveal your deepest emotions, it's not just art, it's freedom. And when its essence is premium cocoa butter, it's not just chocolate, it's Ravello. Chocolate so special, you call it Ravello.
Echo the voices of fun. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
සතුට බෙදන නම ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම සනසුම දෙන නම එය සිංහ නම මිහිර මවන නම අවස නිවන නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
දැන් යහපෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රසයකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි. සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ.
පහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුනා. මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා. පදම වරුනේ. පහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුනා.
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට ගහට.
I have news. Let's meet.
Welcome back to the live action brought to you on www.thepapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, celebrating 10 years of sharing the passion. And this is the second half of St. Joseph's taking on Trinity College. Josephians with a healthy lead, managing to score 25 points in the first half. And we want to start out the second half with a bang. Brilliant run. Seatbelt tackle spotted by the referee. So referee Fernando will have a word with the player. I think he will get away with a warning. Yes, rightfully so, because it was not intentional but accidental.
Yeah, I think there is no accidental intentional. It is clear high tackle, that's it. and he got the what he required, and 40 meters out in the park and line out, defending the line out. So that's a punishment by itself. But you're right. I know what you meant by accidental. He just that he went on high, but high because otherwise you don't know where to draw the margin.
Absolutely, there you go. Trinitians are not the ideal start for them.
Extra one man, please. Extra one.
They have an uphill climb here. Trinity Josephians have been right on the money.
Nothing wrong.
Not cleanly collected. Very slow off the ranks. Trinity in their defensive work. Takes ages to get around. And here's the winger going through the ranks. One man to beat. Good offload. Held right near the try line. Right underneath the post. Beautiful work. And if he didn't score that try, SW, that winger would have been in real trouble, isn't it? He cut back inside and offloaded. Brilliant work.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you come back to the line out, and if you take in line out, a bad pass from the line out, loose ball, striking around, nobody wanted it, and Trinity Trinity flankers, or not the three quarters, the third row, or the last people in the line out. What were they doing? What are they thinking about? Where is the hooker? Where is the number 2 moving into that loose ball? Anything that is loose must be pounced. Trinity needs a Dilip Selvam. As you see the replay, beautiful offload. The tackling, the lines have not been good. He would have gone on his own because he was not held. But then came the tackle, and then he made it sure that he went over the line. But he had plenty of time to go through. And somehow I feel that Trinity has not got the game right here.
Cheka Jayawardene, the man who benefited from some brilliant running of Sudaraka Devapriya. What a start for St. Joseph's, 32 points to 7. Completely dominating Trinity in this game so far. 38 minutes have elapsed, and Trinity College have a lot of catching up to do. They've like you mentioned, the skipper Bandaranaike has been guilty of not positioning himself well. Even that last tackle, we saw that he was out of position to try and cover the man. Seems like there's been an injury.
I'm surprised to find that Trinity are caught napping. They're flat-footed. They're not moving forward. They're not on their toes. Their anticipation level has come down. Whereas the Josephians have run at them and been on top of the game, and that's why they're 32. And I think they should be. They deserve to be more than 32 because they have game plan. They're stuck to it. They're done well, and fantastic so far. They have been absolute good rugby that they have played.
45th one-day encounter of the St. Joseph's and Pete Wrights taking on each other. So the Josephians will have a long weekend. Will be played on the 23rd of March at the SSC. Action coming to you live on Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, www.thepapare.com, Dialogue TV, and also on My TV. Unfortunately for Trinity, a player being carried off. Really do hope that he's all right and it doesn't look as bad as it does. Josephians, I think maybe their first mistake when it comes to territorial kicking it out in the full, avoiding Trinity a line out in their own half. Trinity need to make sure that they capitalize and opting to go to a short line out, not cleanly executed. St. Joseph's managing to pounce on that ball. Trinity doesn't look like they've come to play today. They seemed very rattled, unsettled bunch here. Josephians, on the other hand, playing with a lot of purpose. They know exactly what their plan is. and they've executed it beautifully. Trinity, however, given a second chance, are almost at the same place. Take a look at that. Nobody jumping to that ball. I don't know what the call was, but here's Trinity. On the outside, Robinson going for the try, and that will be the second try for, I beg your pardon, that Gisha Kulatunga is the man who touches down for Trinity. Kulatunga scored a brace last weekend and gets in on the act for Trinity, scoring their first try of the second half and the second try of the game. Quick ball out, and it was beautiful work by Subhasinghe, who came around and put Kulatunga in space. Trinity managing to get their first try of the second half. That was beautifully worked.
Yeah, because they had a line out and they messed up that line out, but they still got the ball out. And then to score the second try of the game and to cut short the lead with the conversion to come. So they got 32 points to 12. Miles away from the goal post. So the scores remain 12 points to 32. St. Joseph very much in the driving seat still. And Trinity sniffed. And they know the potential that they can, if they work their threes around, that they can get the ball over the white line.
Oh, absolutely. Holding possession is going to be key for Trinity College. 20-point advantage for the Josephians. Gunawardena to restart. Russian Gunawardena of St. Joseph's, in my opinion, has been the best number 9 in the league so far. He's been quick, he's made correct decisions, he's controlled the game well for St. Joseph's and has had a telling effect in the game. Referee playing advantage in favor of the Trinitians, falling over the ball, losing his, not supporting his body weight over the ruck. So Bandaranaike now with an opportunity to earn very important meters for Trinity. Not an overly impressive kick, but they find touch. They will take that, Trinity.
Yeah, actually at least he got touched. He got about 20 meters away from the original mark and fine touch. And my thinking is whether they will win the line out. They win the line out too. And a good pass to the fly half to the center. The Josephians are quick up in defense, breaking that move completely. Trinity still have possession. Bandaranaike is held, and the Josephians are holding the play with the ball, and it's going to be called a maul, and to bring the ball out, very well executed by the Joes.
Held up. Russian Bandaranaike not managing to get his knees or grounded. So Josephians, very good defensive effort that, and when you can do that to your opposition skipper, take a look at that, 4 of them bundling him and keeping him on his feet, holding him up and not letting him offload the ball. Beautiful stuff by the Josephian defense, but Bandaranaike will be very, very disappointed that he couldn't get it out.
That tells us the story, isn't it? 32 points to 12.
Absolutely. Missed opportunity for St. Joseph's. Trinity managing to pounce on it. Quick ball out available now. Amit Kulatunga going on the far side. Trinity need to make sure that they get ball quickly. Every time they've had quick ball, they've looked very, very dangerous. Oh, that was asking for a penalty to be awarded, isn't it? The ball was slow, not supporting the body weight,
Number 7.
falling on the side. Number 7 for St. Joseph's. As you can see on the background, Nilofer Ibrahim slightly frustrated at the fact that the Josephians are letting Trinity back into this game.
As you see the replay, there was clear indication. I think the substitution of the halfback has quickened the pace of the three-quarter line or the forwards, as we see a beautiful, brilliant run by the Trinity centre. Has he lost position? He still has position. And he has lost position now.
Number 23, red, hand in the rack.
Trinity losing that position in the tackle. And St. Joseph's got the penalty at the long arm because Trinity has infringed once he lost position in that tackle situation.
Josephians managing to get out of the jail through that penalty. Take a look at this. Here's the replay. Referee says play on. The ball available, and
let's have the line out. As you see, the Josephians are going for a short line out. The throw has been overcooked, but also not finding the man who's coming in. Now Trinity on the attack. They got numbers outside, and there's a dummy, and yes, he's over. The opportunities do come, and the opportunities have been taken by Trinity. That's one good sign that Trinity has shown this evening, is that they have shown the opportunities. They have seized the opportunities this evening.
Harshan Samarasinghe, the man who touched down. Brilliant stuff by Trinity College. Every time they send the ball out wide. Here's the replay. Good work by Miranga sending the ball out wide. Samarasinghe recognized the space and went inside. Beautiful stuff. Trinity scoring their second try of the second half, and Bandaranaike has taken over the kicking duties and manages to get that one through. Yes.
Well, at last, that should give him the confidence of kicking ability, because his kicks, the normal kicks have not been up to the mark, but he's done with the conversion so well and bringing the scores to 32 points to 19. Still, St. Joseph was sitting pretty.
Well, those two, especially those two penalties that the Josephians decided to take, SW is really keeping them in good stead. Ball kicked out on the full, so slowly but surely St. Joseph's piling on the errors, frustration getting to them. Trinity on the other hand, clearly pumped up. As you can see, 32 points to 19. Long way to go though. Centre scrum for Trinity. With the ball possession, they can do a lot here. They have options on either side of the field. They would have put a lot of doubt in the minds of the Josephians after their last try. The introduction of the new halfback has done wonders for Trinity and SW. The ball has been quick from the base. Here's Tantri Gray breaking away. Good carry by him. Ruck form there. They do not know how Joseph's managed to get away from there, but play on, says the referee. But Joseph's have been bundled into touch. And from what I saw from where I was sitting, there was a ruck form there, and St. Joseph's had no right to the ball.
Absolutely, I would like to see the replay. Look at the replay. There is that ball carrier into the situation. The tackler not moving or rolling away, delaying it in process. Absolutely. As you see a loop on Bandaranaika slips. Might be a good slip. Trinity lose possession. There's a counter attack by the Josephians.
Spills all around the park as the Josephians mount an attack. They have knock-on advantage in their favor. Gunawardana looking for support. Algama gives it to the big number 6. Algama cutting back inside, looking for support. St. Joseph's looking to settle down, want to get their forwards into the mix. Gregory. Gunawardana now sending it out to the backs. Twist and turn, almost through the first tackle, but Trinity defending for their life now. Nehan Pereira. Algama now onto the open side. Overlap on now the open side. Can he go all the way? Beautiful offload. Stopped inches away. Holding him up. Ball coming out for St. Joseph's. Trinity and skipper need to make sure that it turns around. Seems like they've had the... referee Fernando decides that the ball was held up. So awards a scrum to Trinity. I believe he's awarded that scrum for a knock-on.
I think he's at the side that was driving forward. That's how at the breakdown point, because there is no ruck, there is no maul over the goal line. So it was a general play. Let's see that a crashing tackle, another tackle coming in. That's held up. Did they go over the line? Yes. There is no maul. There is no ruck. The call should have been 5-meter scrum, St. Joseph ball. Or maybe he has blown in for a knockout or a different...
Simon! Moving forward.
He says driving forward. The side that drove forward before stoppage of play gets a put in the field of play. It's referee's call. So the ball has not crossed over. I thought it crossed over the goal line and there was no ruck or no maul. And if the ball is unplayable, the side that attack should get the put in. I am to be corrected.
Another injury to the Trinitians. Seems like it's the deputy skipper, Dhirendra Ratwate, who's been sidelined. Seems like he's had some trouble with his shoulder. So not ideal for Trinity. First it was Robinson who was stretchered out, but now Dhirendra Ratwate, the deputy skipper, and who has been the pack leader for them as well. Trinity with a 5-meter line out. I beg your pardon, a 5-meter scrum. 51 minutes on our clock. Approximately 20 minutes to play.
There's plenty of time to score a couple of tries for both sides. 32-19 at Havelock Park. St. Joseph very much in the driving seat. It's a 5-meter scrum with the ball, the loose head to Trinity.
Trinity opting to run from their own goal line. Karuna Naika carrying the ball forward for Trinity. Trinity have started believing that they can try and block this one out. Bandaranaike's kick was blocked luckily for them. Good tackle coming in from the chaser. Losing his balance, should have been penalized there. Trinity had no right to the ball. Offloads. Here goes the hooker. Oh well. Forward pass, says referee Fernando. Let's try and take a look at the replay, but I thought initially Trinity should have been penalized because they were over the ball and lost balance over the ball, so it should have been a penalty in favor of St. Joseph's, but referee Fernando says eventually it was forward pass by Yashwant to the hooker Vitarana. Josephians now with a chance to get out of jail. Scrum inside their 22 meters. Gunawardana to Algama. Algama's big boot thumping that up. Trinity skipper having to trek back. Opts to change the side. Runs through the middle unmarked. Beautiful run by Bandaranaike. Now to Karnanaike, who goes into contact. Good clearance by the Trinity forwards. Gives it to Vitarana. Quick ball out and Netuara.
A good phase of play by Trinity, who would like to see the replay on what the penalty was given. My thought was that the Joseph infringing on that the tackle situation, being offside there. Be good to have the replay on. The kick doesn't find touch. It does finally. I think the frame before that. There you are. Oh, there is no doubt about that. $32.19 is 55 minutes on a frame as referee Fernando calls for a break. He calls for a water break. I think at the we're trying to see the as the boys have the water break, and we shall have our tea break.
During the water break, let's try and take a look at that final penalty. That was a very, very interesting call.
Yeah, that's right. I was hoping that we will have a watch. We did have a look at it earlier too, but the frames are not there. But as you see that, that's the first one. He goes into tackle. What was his penalty? He was calling the penalty for. I don't know why he was calling the penalty, but Trinity had possession. Trinity had possession, went into a tackle situation, made the ball available, and the ball was out. And I just can't understand myself what that will say about.
Number 4.
Referee Fernando is having his hand out again. Tackle in position, beautifully read. Defensive tackle. Missed tackle. Another missed tackle.
Three missed tackles, and this is no mistake of anyone. Trinity having to pay for 4 missed tackles back to back. You can't point fingers when you can't tackle, and terrible defense by the Trinity defenders, and St. Joseph's rightly so dominating this game now. Touches down for their 6th try, and what a turnaround this has been.
Absolutely, a feast of tries when you don't tackle. The first one, that was the last one. That's about the 5th tackle that was missed. And then absolutely fantastic counter-attack by the Josephians. They knew exactly what is going. The other factor that is concerning what Trinity College is about, Trinity team is about, the number of injuries that they are facing. I wonder whether they have been properly trained for strength. And Joseph on the other hand has shown strength with the conversion to come, and that looks good, but slicing away onto the right post. It doesn't matter because they are extending the lead. It's 37 points to 19. St. Joseph very much to take the game away from Trinity, as you see another injured player being taken off.
.57 minutes on the clock, 37 points to 19. St. Joseph's clearly dominating the Trinitians here at the Havelock Park. 5 tries to 3 in the lead as Netwara limps back outside for Trinity College. Trinity have been tested here at Havelock Park. Short kick coming through the middle, but Ekanayaka managing to hold him up. Absolutely no problem there. It's a rugby after all and not child's play. If he had tipped him down, that would have been a problem. Amit Kulatunga not judging that kick well. Finds Bandaranayaka. Bandaranayaka straightening things up, trying to create a counter. Terrible kick has been... even more so terrible mistake by the Josephian centre. There was a gift given to him by the Trinity skipper, but he flatly refused to take it.
7 points in the bank. Look at the replay. Look at that. Charged down. He went right across. He became a postman. And look at that. Nobody. No pressure at all. And I think there's only one man to stop him. Himself.
Oh, absolutely. He lost to himself. He should have just let the ball travel into the in goal and just dived on it. And the slightest of pressure would have given you a try, but he thought otherwise. Trinity, on the other hand, plenty of concerns to be addressed. Nothing going their way. Here's Trinity trying to run from their own line. Karuna Naika defended well by the Josephian defense. Kicking from the base. Kulatunga in pursuit. Trinity opting to play advantage.
Referee Fernando was very right. You have to be on your feet to play the ball.
Not feet.
And yet again, not finding the mark, not managing to kick the ball into touch. Gunawardana also guilty of not kicking into touch. Trinity trying to create a counter. Oh well. Comedy of errors as Ekanaika presents a stiff hand to that ball. Can't blame him though, he was caught off guard.
Absolutely. For a moment I was thinking when I was watching Manchester United play Liverpool, and look at the kicking that was going on.
I absolutely love that, being a Liverpool fan, you taking a trip at Manchester United. No problem at all.
I'm a Liverpool fan too, so it doesn't matter.
There you
At the
go.
moment he's got 37 points to 9. And I'm sure if you're a Josephian fan, you must be pretty happy about that. And not if you're a Trinity fan.
Oh, absolutely. Trinitians had high hopes coming into this game, but I'm sure they would refocus. They will want to make sure that they can get, they still put up a fight. Here's Trinity the Always. My. Sinsan Brook takes a number 8 break, puts in a kick. Trinity looking to counter now. They need to first try and catch the ball if they want to counter. Now the open side. Referee Fernando seemingly, there you go, place advantage. Ekanaika has been one of those ball carriers for Trinity who's been everywhere, who's played full 80 minutes all 3 games. Trinity now with possession, building on faces, crawling forward. Quick ball out to Subasinghe. Ekanaika.
No, release. One step back.
Now Subasinghe, this thinking of what to do. He had one man on the outside, but the defense was up. Could have been intercepted, so decided to go in himself. Good decision by the fly off. Now Ekanaika gives it out, trying to break the line. Is the replacement for Trinity, Trevin. Beg your pardon, Zaid. Here's Karnanaika asking some questions from the Josephian defense. Ekanaika still carrying the ball forward in the 62nd minute of play for Trinity. Gutsy prop forward. That's a high tackle. So referee will play advantage in favor of Trinity. Trinity opting to play with advantage, trying to create something with Arana to the replacement prop. Referee Fernando decides that it wasn't enough advantage. Bandaranaika taking it quickly, sending it out to the open side. Trinity quickly want to make sure that they can, that they at least get the bonus point try out of this one. Remember, one more try, they will get the bonus point. They've scored 3 tries. Ekanaika.
If they wanted the bonus try, they should have gone into the corner of the penalty. And now he decides to kick when there's not needed at all. But St. Joseph, on the other hand, on the counter-attack, beautifully run right down the flank. Beautiful, stepped in. A little ankle tap brings him down. And St. Joseph now on the attack. Referee Fernando. Yellow carding, and I would like to see the replay on that. Did the first hand at the tackle situation going from the Trinity side? If that is the case, then it is it's a wrong call, because it would be nice to see whether, it'd be good to see whether, because you will stop the turnovers if you stop penalizing. Beautiful kick.
Terrific kick from Santosh Shalgamar. We are closing in on the final 5 minutes of play, and Sabdo, I think we need to make sure that we decide on clear men player of the match. Clear men player of the match, and I do have 2 suggestions to give. Santosh Shalgamar from St. Joseph's, and also Reshan Gunawardena. The 9-10 combination for St. Joseph's have been absolutely terrific, and I leave it up to you to decide who the player of the match is. It's either Reshan Gunawardena from Rashin Gunawardena from St. Joseph's, the number 9, or the number 10 for St. Joseph, Santosh Shalgamar, who's been terrific with his kicking.
You're not leaving any room for me to extend it, because I would go for 1 to 23, because they have been absolutely fantastic. Everyone has put their hand up, and today that's why the scores are 37 points to 19. And coming back to the incident of that one, I think there was clear daylight shown before we went for the ball. Yeah, I think on the 9 and 10, it's a split decision. It's a tough call, but I think I'll go for 9 because he monitored the field, and he was in the thick of everything, and he marshaled the field very well. And today his marshalling this evening has the scoreboard ticking at 37 points to 19.
Oh, absolutely. There you go. Gunawardena, the nippy number 9, is our clear man of the match of the game. He was terrific. He was absolutely brilliant all around the park, although he's just been taken out. He was absolutely brilliant, and St. Joseph's managing to win the scrum securely. Now looking to capitalize on Trinity and pile up the pressure. 37 points to 19. A lot of people wouldn't have expected this result. 4 minutes to spare in this game. St. Joseph's now inside Trinity's 22.
Trinity's reaction level to the loose ball, now pouncing on the loose ball, is way off. Trinity will have to find somebody like Dilip Selvam, who is a quick on the turn. As you see, St. Joseph, yet another attacking move by them, and the 37-19 to be extended. As you see the numbers, look at the drive, look at the player being supported. As you see the Josephians in the midfield making another pot there, and the numbers walking the forwards are taking it over now and driving into Trinity's holes, defensive holes there. Another pick, another drive, another drive from the Josephians, fed outside, cutting in. And they're going on the open side, missed tackle once again. And a pluck in there, and the referee rightly calls a forward pass, because even if you pass from hand it over from hand to hand, it cannot be forward.
So absolutely. So 37 points to 19. 2 minutes to spare on our clock. Couple of more minutes will be available on the referee's clock, especially due to the fact that there was a lot of injuries that took place. Trinity will be quite concerned about the injury tally that's piled up. They've been sidelined by a lot of injuries that did come up this game, but take nothing away from this victory for St. Joseph. They've been absolutely terrific. They've been on the money. They came with a plan in the first half. They executed it brilliantly. Kicking for territory, they were accurate, they were right on the mark. Trinity, on the other hand, they paid the price for a lot of aimless kicking and also missed tackles, defensive foes piling up and making them pay. Very unfortunate for the lads from the Hill Capital, travelling down for their second game of the season in Colombo. Josephians, on the other hand, enjoying a purple patch, enjoying a terrific run.
Yeah, I know, because it took a while for Josephians and Joseph to beat Trinity, but once they did that, it's a matter of thing. They're coming in and coming hard and beaten Trinity this year. They've beaten them last year, and it has been as I said at the beginning, they're consistent in their rugby now, because there were times when they had produced brilliant sides and brilliant players. Like they have produced the only captain who has led two sides to Clifford Cup or triple champions, Anton Benedict. He's an old Joe. So they have produced players brilliantly. As you see, Trinity making a late comeback, numbers of hand, the skipper onto the corner, cutting in beautifully, taken it. Have they got the support to recycle it? Yes, they do have. They don't have the numbers. The Trinity's reaction ratio is very, very slow to the breakdown point. There's a bit of a high tackle, seatbelt tackle. Everybody is aware of the seatbelt tackle, and everyone goes, hey! And then you know something has happened.
Trinity playing with advantage. Seems like referee Fernando for a second forgot about that seatbelt tackle. Remember, yes, you can complete advantage, but you need to come back and award that yellow card to that player. Just because the other team exhausted their advantage doesn't mean that you get away from a yellow card or a red card. But seemingly so. Seems like, there you go, St. Joseph's coming away with a penalty, so the high tackle goes unnoticed.
Yeah, you have to bring play back to the high tackle because safety of the player is very important. Bring it back and speak to the player concerned who's make that tackle. And we are talking about seatbelt tackles, we're talking about the yellow card. And if you have a seatbelt tackle and if you don't bring play back, I think the whole purpose of the yellow card offenses, they are lost.
Take a look at this replay.
Oh, that's a way high tackle, dangerous. I think more than making it a point to say it's a high tackle, I think we should call it a dangerous tackle, because that's why it is given. You are penalized for dangerous tackle.
In this day and age where player safety is of paramount importance, well, referee Fernando decides that it's time. 70 minutes on the clock, and the Josephians beat Trinity back-to-back in 2 consecutive years, 37 points to 19, and that's a bonus point victory for St. Joseph's against Trinity, who looked very, very, very unsettled, and they surely did look like they were not up to the mark in the first half with their kicking, with their defenses. But St. Joseph's, on the other hand, were clearly the best team on the day, and rightfully so, takes the victory, 37 points to 19.
Yeah, absolutely, because Trinity on the start didn't look like they were going to break the tape and to take the number 1 on the podium, because this evening the Joes came with a plan and they executed the plan so well that they just went through and they did a fantastic job by just demolishing the Trinity in the first few minutes. We had 20 points on the board, and that was speaking too much. And with this heat to come back and well executed, well done to Nilufa, Dinesh and Valpola for that fantastic game plan. They kept the ball up, they kicked the ball away from the fullback. They knew that Reshan was a shade slower with his injury. And we see that St. Joseph 37, Trinity 19, full time at Havelock Park.
Absolutely terrific stuff from the Josephians, who managed to capitalize on during the first quarter of the game. High fives all around for the white blues. Here's the highlights from the second half. Terrific run and a good offload to the number 4. Gifted try for him, touching down right underneath the post. Santosh Algama, who had a terrific game today, was brilliant. Gesha Pakalatunga pulling one back for Trinity College, signaling at a comeback, but Trinity couldn't make use of that. Another try coming in from the replacement. Bandar Naika's kick was finally over. And St. Joseph's, take a look at this try. 1, 2 missed tackles, third one. And I believe there was another missed tackle in the run up to that play. 4 missed tackles, gifting that try for St. Joseph's. 37 points to 19 is how it ended. Here's the score breakdown. 5 tries, 3 converted for the Josephians. 2 penalties in the first half, making up that full-time score of 37. Trinity managed to get 3 tries. Only 2 converted, 19 points to their name, as the Josephians took a convincing victory in at the full time. At half time, St. Joseph's led 25 points to 7, completely dominating the Trinitians in the opening half of this game. and the clear men player of the match, Rushen Gunawardena of St. Joseph's College, the number 9 who controlled the game brilliantly. He knew when to give it out, he knew where exactly to attack. His kicks from the base were terrific. Upcoming fixtures, Isipatana College take on Zahira College. 23rd, that's tomorrow. Kingswood College taking on Royal College. Again, that's going to be a very interesting game. Wesley take on Peters on the 24th, which will be a keenly contested affair. And the Tomians taking on Malayadeva, the newbies of the A Division, up at the St. Thomas's College grounds. Oh, absolutely. They were clearly the better side. Next week's fixtures, Kingswood College take on Malayadeva, Trinity taking on Science in Palekale, Zahira College take on the Antonians, Peters playing Royal College, and St. Joseph's College taking on Isipatana. St. Thomas's will play Wesley in the week 5 of this Singer Schools Rugby League 2019. St. Peter's playing Royal and St. Joseph's playing Isipatana are going to be the interesting, terrific games played on the 30th of March. 2 games that will be absolutely very well fought.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think the last 3 games that are shown will be fantastic, good rugby. Hopefully they will live up to it. Trinity will have to qualify into the first 4 to go into round 2.
Oh, absolutely. Trinity have been tested by Science time and time again, so they will want to make sure that they end with a winning note. But that's it from us here at the Havelock Park, from bringing you this action alongside SW Chang, ThePapare.com technical and the production crew. I'm Sudarshan Prayeri signing off for ThePapare.com. Have yourself a great evening.
දැන් යහ පෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රසයකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි. සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුනා. මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා.
පදම වරුනේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුනා.
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට කහට.
To be a man is to sweat for every last inch of it. The harder you push yourself, the louder your body will protest. From sweat to grease, grease to dandruff. Fight back with Clear Men. 2 times the fighting power of ordinary shampoos. Beat grease, beat dandruff. Unbeatable performance for the unbeatable man. Power through the odds. Clear, 0 dandruff, nothing to hide.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම no limit.
When she's special, she's not just a girlfriend, she is your sweetheart. When you feel it, you don't just call it sunshine, you call it warmth. When you reveal your deepest emotions, it's not just art, it's freedom. And when its essence is premium cocoa butter, it's not just chocolate, it's Ravello. Chocolate so special, you call it Ravello.
Stumble upon a surprise. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
පවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අත විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Okay, she's ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Impressive CV. But why do you want to work here?
Is your unlimited package limiting you? Be really unlimited with the largest network. Talk unlimited with more than 13 million Sri Lankans with Dialog. Dialog Blaster Unlimited. A range of daily, weekly and monthly plans. Dial #678# to convert your package or get a new connection.
It's always been my dream to be a part of a blue chip company.
දැන් යහ පෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රස එකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි? සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුනා. මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා. පදම වරුනේ කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුනා.
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට කහට.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම no limit.
Drift in search of happiness. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
I have news. Let's meet.
To be a man is to sweat for every last inch of it. The harder you push yourself, the louder your body will protest. From sweat to grease, grease to dandruff. Fight back with Clear Men, 2 times the fighting power of ordinary shampoos. Beat grease, beat dandruff. Unbeatable performance for the unbeatable man. Power through the odds. Clear, 0 dandruff, nothing to hide.
I have news. Let's meet.
Discover fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.